Ethics is the science of duties and its principles perceived by reason and revealed to us by conscience. The real problem is in the hearts and minds of the people. It is not the problem of physics, but of ethics. A very good morning to our esteemed judges, talented participants, and the worthy teacher in charges and the lovely spectators. I, Vandana Khanna, take this opportunity on behalf of the Secretary of the event, Dr. Jyoti Badial, Principal APS Dhar Road, to welcome you on the semi-finals of Northern Command Inter-APS Ethic Bowl. I really owe to Mrs. Sunita Dwivedi, Regional President Awwa, Northern Command, who took the initiative for the commencement of Ethic Bowl 2023. So, without any further delay, let's start the proceedings. I would take this opportunity to introduce our esteemed panel of judges for today's event. We first have with us Lieutenant Colonel K. Ravi Prasad, PVSM VSM, an alumnus of National Defense Academy and Indian Military Academy, who was commissioned in the Regiment of Artillery on December 1982. The General Officer has done many prestigious professional courses like the Long Gunnery Staff course at School of Artillery, Defence Services, Staff College at Wellington, Senior Command and Higher Command courses at Army Corps College, and attended the prestigious Advanced Professional Programs in Administration at Indian Institute of Public Administration. Sir also holds degree in MSc from Madras University and
Ma'am, you are not audible.
Yes, ma'am, please. Ma'am, the mics are here with our at end. Kindly you check it from your side. Yes, ma'am. Sorry for the interruption once again. Let me continue with Sir's introduction once again. So, Sir also holds degrees in MSc from Madras University and 2 MPhils from DAVV Indore and Punjab University, Chandigarh. The General Officer has commanded his regiment in J&K in counter-insurgency and counter-terrorist operation, where his unit was awarded Army Commander Citation and commanded a mountain artillery brigade in the Northeastern Theatre, where he was awarded Vishisht Sena Medal. He has taken part in Operation Vijay, Operation Prakram, Operation Rakshak, and Operation Falcon. Sir has served as a staff officer in Military Intelligence Directorate at Army Headquarters, New Delhi, military observer at United States Mission in Ethiopia and Eritrea, and Colonel General Staff of a Corps, where he was awarded Army Commander Commendation Card. He was also a Senior Inspector, Brigadier Administration, and Commander Surveillance and Target Execution Wing at School of Artillery, Deolali, where he was again awarded Army Commander Commendation Card. Sir was Brigadier, General Staff, and Chief of Staff of a Corps Headquarters and Additional Directorate General Artillery before taking over as the Colonel Commandant and the Director General of Artillery in July 2019. The General Officer has been conferred with Param Vishesh Sena Medal for his contribution to the service and he superannuated from the service in July 2021. Sir is well-read professional and widely regarded as a thinking general. He is now enjoying his retired life at Secunderabad, keeping abreast geopolitical and strategic events of national and services interest. We welcome you on the board, sir. Next, we have with us Sir, would you like to have a word with us?
Good morning. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir. You're loud and clear, sir.
Good morning. Thanks for the lovely introduction and good morning, children, the principal and also the fellow judges.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning, sir.
Yeah, very happy to be with you all today, and I thank the Northern Command Awwa for giving me this opportunity for this intellectually stimulating discussions by the very ignited minds of the children of Army Public Schools. I'm sure these case studies and the discussions will strengthen the moral compass and will help the younger generation to take difficult decisions in the future course and in the future times. I'm happy to be here, and I think more than judging, it'll be a good learning process for me. I wish all the best for the participants, and let's have a very good session. Thank you.
Thank you, sir, so much for enlightening or for your motivational words. We have with us our second judge, Professor Amita Jain, MD, PhD, FRC Path, FAMS, FIDSA, Professor and Head, Department of Microbiology, KGMU, Lucknow. Ma'am's research is in tuberculosis virology with publications 286. Ma'am has been a nodal officer for laboratory technical support in COVID testing for Uttar Pradesh, provided technical support for COVID testing to whole state of UP, expanded laboratories from 1 to nearly 100 and testing from 70 to 1.7 lakh. And in charge of COVID testing lab, KGMU expanded testing from 70 to 7,000 day. She has been a member of National Tuberculosis Expert Group, a member Subject Expert Committee, MOHF, Government of India, and in charge Reference Lab for Tuberculosis in UP, and in charge State Level Virology Lab UP, a chairman Institutional Biosafety Committee of KGMU, a member Research Committee of CGP GIMS and RML PGIMS and ERA University, Lucknow. We too welcome you on the panel, ma'am.
Thank you very much. Thank you so much for your kind words. Appreciate it most. Yep.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much. We have with us our third judge on the board today, Mr. Sanjay Yadav, Principal, Ahalkan International School, Delhi, who always introduces himself as a student and that tells us about his journey as a learner and a mentor. Learning curve of a master's in physics gained an exponential high when taught by the practicing scientists from ISRO. He finds it an unparalleled journey with children as he was personally blessed and inspired by none other than Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam to carry forward his passion of interacting and reaching out to as many children as possible. According to Sir, there can be no better investment than educating the young minds. Sharing and caring continued in a journey of a little over 30 years now. While working in schools of national and international repute under par excellent mentorship, Sir has successfully completed Leading Change, a CSML course from Harvard School of Education. He has been actively involved in the development of subject matter with NCERT, implementing, mentoring and monitoring of CBSE procedures and training program. He has written articles on various educational aspects, series of articles for popularizing science as well as parenting tips. So we too welcome you here for the semifinals as a judge member.
Thank you, and a very good and bright morning to the young change makers. And this is something which I consider is a favorite event, which we always look forward to participating and listening to the young minds and their thought process. So I'm delighted that I have this opportunity to listen to the young leaders, and I'm looking forward to the event. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for the words. Now for the semi-finals of ATIC Bowl. We have participants from team of APS ALMORA and the team KANPUR. So now I will request the participants from both the schools to introduce themselves one by one. Let's begin with team ALMORA. I request all the participants to one by one introduce themselves.
Good morning, everyone. I am Garv Pandey and I am revered to participate in this President Awwa Rolling Trophy Ethics Bowl competition 2023.
You don't need to be great to start, but you need to start to be a great. A very delightful morning to one and all present over here. This is Tanuja Sijwali. I'm representing APS ALMORA in this competition and looking further for fearful and enjoyable competition.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Ananya Gautam, and I'm gleeful to represent my school in the President Awwa Rolling Trophy Ethics Bowl 2023-24. I'm very excited and looking forward for this competition. Thank you.
A very pleasant morning to everyone. I'm Vaishnavi Joshi, a student of Army Public School Almora, overwhelmed with joy to represent my school in President Awwa Rolling Trophy Ethics Ball 23.
A very delightful morning to one and all present over here. This is Lokesh Jina, here to represent Army Public School Almora as a researcher in the President Awwa Rolling Trophy Ethics Bowl Competition 2023. Thank you.
Good morning to all the extreme judges and participants. I am Karuna Jina, here to represent my school in President Awwa Rolling Trophy Ethics Bowl 2023-24 as a researcher for my team APS ALMORA.
Thank you, Team ALMORA. I wish all the very, very best.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.
You're most welcome. Now it's time for Team KANPUR to introduce yourself, and I request all the participants to introduce themselves one by one. Team KANPUR, over to you.
A very good morning to one and all present here. My name is Ashar and I'm one of the speakers for Team APS KANPUR.
A very warm morning to everyone. I am Anirudh and it's an honor to be here.
Good morning, everyone. I am Siddharth of APS Kanpur and I am going to be a speaker for this team. I look forward to the event.
A very good morning to one and all present here. I'm Nandvi and I'm a speaker for APS Kanpur.
A very good morning to everyone present here. My name is Sandra Sarah James.
A very good morning to everyone. My name is Shubh Gupta and I look forward for the event. Thank you.
All the very best to Team KANPUR, and I wish all the very best again to both the teams.
Thank you, ma'am.
You are most welcome. I'm sanguine that we will witness vivacious discussions from both the teams, and I'm really very, very excited. The presenter and the responder teams will be chosen through draw of lots. The names of both the teams are written in the slips in the bowl. Now I will shuffle the slips and I will pick one. Can you see the name written on it? Team A is APS Kanpur. I request the judges to please note down that Team A is APS Kanpur. Likewise, we have the other slip in the bowl and it is quite obvious that this is Team B, ALMORA. I request the panel of judges to note down that Team B is APS ALMORA.
Sure, ma'am.
Thank you so much once again. Albert Einstein once quoted, "You have to learn the rules of the games and then we can play better than anyone else." With this mantra of success, let me briefly explain the rules. Though the important guidelines and the rules have already been shared with everyone, but still I would request all of you to listen to the rules very, very carefully. Here is a course of action. Each team will be given 10 minutes to represent, including answering the ethical question put by the moderator at the end of the case study. The reminder bell will be given after 8 minutes and the final bell will be given after 10 minutes to sum up the case. After that, 1 mark will be deducted for every minute, excluding the time limit. The other team will be given 2 minutes to confer and 5 minutes to comment. A bell will be rung at the end of 5 minutes. The other team is also required to ask a maximum of 2 questions to the presenter team post their commentary. The presenter team will be given 2 minutes to confer and come back with their answers. No cross-questioning by the other team is allowed. The presenter team is required to answer the question put by the other team within 5 minutes. The team can decide whether all members will speak or only one member speaks. A reminder bell will be rung at the end of 5 minutes. After this, all judges will ask 1 question each. They are allowed to cross-question the presenter team members. The presenter team will get 2 minutes to confer and get back with their answers. There will be a 15 minutes break before the next team presents its case. Once the next team starts, the same format as the one mentioned above will be repeated. The moderator closes the event by finally announcing the score for both the teams and declaring the winner. I hope everyone, all the team members are clear with the rules. Okay. Someone once said, discussions are always better than arguments because an argument is to find out who is right and a discussion is to find out what is right. Team A, APS ALMORA. I'm going to read your case study now. The title of your case study is Performance Boost. Yes? Team A.
Kanpur. Female
Okay.
Kanpur.
I apprise myself. Team A, Kanpur. now going to read your case study. The title of your case study is Performance Boost. You are a young athlete presenting India at an international level competition. During the competition, you witness a few senior athletes injecting something using a syringe in private. When you approach them, they explain that it is a performance-enhancing drug, which is very common in such competition, and you should take the same as well. We are in fear and decide to approach the coach to discuss what you witnessed. However, you get to know that athletes are taking the drug at the advice of the coach himself. Now, the question that comes to you is, what would you do in this scenario? Discuss the options available to you and chart your course of action. Team A, you have 10 minutes to present your arguments and your timer starts now. Start the timer to 8 minutes first and then to 2 minutes.
Winners never quit and quitters never win. This is the burning spirit raging inside the life of every athlete. A very good morning to the respected jury, the moderator and my worthy opponents. Thank you for giving us the opportunity to present our views. Even though our country has developed in various fields, the place where the whole country feels immense pride is through athletes. They have brought many laurels to the nation and have allowed us to sit at the same table with other sporting giants such as USA and China. Neeraj Chopra, Deepa Karmakar, P.T. Usha and Milkha Singh are just the few names which have been echoing in every street of the country after we witnessed their achievements in various contests such as the Olympics, the Commonwealth Games, World Championships, etc. The athlete who once used to go beyond his body to make ends meet now has his story heard at every household. Such sportspersons are seen with high esteem in the society. One bad move and it leads a person, or in this case, the young athlete, may feel disillusioned and disappointed in the people they once looked up to and the sport they love. As a young athlete representing India at an international level, you may feel conflicted and confused about what to do next. The anger and frustration at the unfairness of the situation and the disregard for the rules and ethics of the sport can be overwhelming for the young athlete. They may feel helpless and powerless to change the situation and may struggle to reconcile their own values with the actions of those around them. The fear of being pressured to take the drugs or conform to the coach's expectation can be extremely stressful for the young athlete. They may feel trapped and unable to speak out, fearing the consequences of going against the coach or the senior athletes. The senior athletes may also feel defensive or threatened by your approach, as they may fear being caught or exposed to using such drugs. Children or athletes who participate in competitive sports may feel pressure to perform at a high level, leading them to turn to performance-enhancing drugs to gain an advantage. This pressure can come from parents, coaches, peers, or even from the children themselves. They may feel that they have no other choice but to take the drugs to gain advantage and keep up with the competitor. Athletes may feel torn between the desire to succeed and their own personal values and interests, leading them to feel and express a range of emotions. The fear of disappointing others and the consequences that come with it can be paralyzing, making it difficult for the athlete to speak up or seek help. It is crucial for athletes to have a support system that can help them navigate these complex emotional challenges.
Doing something illegal can never be right in any circumstance. The use of steroids is something which is very wrong. This may be beneficial at the moment, but obviously will be harmful for the long run. For better judgment of the case, we must first understand what performance enhancers are. Performance enhancers are nothing but chemical compounds and substances which are man-made and some produced in the body itself. One of the very first anabolic steroids was formed in 1935 in Germany. Some of the common steroids used are anadrol, restindol, etc. India is one of the top 10 offenders of use of steroids as per WADA or WADA. The sports demanding such enhancers are basketball, wrestling, bodybuilding, athletics, etc., as they demand a sport of size and energy. And this is obtained by providing the body with a hormone called testosterone, which helps with this. The usage of steroid is also illegal in our own country, but can be used after a written medical prescription. Steroids have bad effect on anyone's health, and there are certain consequences of such steroids, such as irregular heartbeat, weight loss, high blood pressure, hallucination, and strokes, and mental and physical fatigue. There are many laws created by the World Anti-Doping Agency and National Anti-Doping Agency, which state that there are banned steroids, which if used by the athletes will lead to strict punishments. To avoid and to check the athlete if they are using any kind of steroids, there should be a proper checking of the athlete. If there is any kind of suspicion, there should be a proper blood test or necessary test should be done. The best course of action in this situation would be to report the situation to WADA or to the organizations of the event with proper evidences, as this would lead and result to having a proper and fair competition. But this option has the risk of us having a bad reputation in the industry, and taking this into consideration, WADA has given the option to report anonymously on their website. I would like to give the example of Satnajit Chanu, who used illegal steroids, which led to his license getting banned for 4 years.
Thank you, Siddharth. As an athlete, it's important to compete fairly and maintain the integrity of the sport. It's commendable that we approach the coach to discuss our concern, but it's concerning that the coach is involved in encouraging the use of performance-enhancing drugs. This behavior goes against the rules and ethics of the sport and can have some serious consequences. It's important to act and report this behavior to the appropriate authorities. We can bring this to the attention of the anti-doping agency responsible for overseeing the competition, as they have the power to investigate and act against individuals who violate anti-doping rules. It's important to understand that reporting this behavior might be difficult and could result in backlash from the coach and other athletes. However, taking this step is crucial in ensuring fair competition and protecting the safety of athletes. It's important to prioritize our own health and well-being over pressure from others to use performance-enhancing drugs. In conclusion, witnessing the use of performance-enhancing drugs by senior athletes and learning that the coach himself is encouraging their use can be a challenging and intimidating experience for a young athlete. However, it's essential to prioritize the integrity of the sport, the safety of athletes, and one's own values and principles. Reporting such behavior to the appropriate authority is the right course of action, although it may be difficult acting against such unethical practices which can protect the integrity of the sport and ensure that all athletes can compete on level playing field. At last, I would like to quote Jim Courier. Sportsmanship for me is when a guy walks on the field and you really can't tell whether he won or lost, when he carries himself with pride either way. Thank you. Now I rest my case.
Answering the moderator's question, the correct course of action in this case would be to complain or complain the case that we witnessed by our eyes to WADA, who is the authority who takes care of such incidents. We can report to WADA by giving them proper evidences of the case. But if we still have the fear of risking our career or having a bad reputation in our career, we can then report anonymously on their site. The other options available to us would be to not report at all. But if we get caught, then VADA will question us for why we didn't report. Other than this, we can also take steroids, but we know that steroids are very bad for our health. And as a rising star, an athlete, we should always make sure to choose the right way.
Now, to end the answer, I would like to quote Mahatma Gandhi. पवित्र साध्य हेतु पवित्र साधन की आवश्यकता होती है. Thank you.
Thank you, Team A. You spoke eloquently. Those were some thought-provoking arguments. It was quite stupulating. Now, Team B, you have 2 minutes to confer, and you will present your summary and will pose 1 or 2 questions to Team A. Please note down that you have to pose both the questions all together, and your time starts now. Team B, your time is up. Please be ready to present your comments and pose your questions to Team A. You will be given 5 minutes to do so, and you will be given 5 minutes to do so. Team B?
Yes, ma'am.
Please start.
Team APS Kanpur spoke very well, and all of their points were very much valid. But I want to mention that you did not mention that we should always encourage a sports person, whether they win or lose. Because we have seen people burning effigies of sports person when they lose. No matter no matter they have every single time they have scaled the game and have led the country to great heights. We should always encourage them and try to maintain the sportsmanship as a fan. To elaborate further, my teammate Vaishnavi is here.
Thank you for passing it on to me, and I would like to congratulate the team for their so well spoken, and I would like to add some more. That is, sports organizations conduct regular drug tests to detect the presence of steroids and other banned substances in the athlete system. But do you know that these drug tests take a long time, such as weeks before they come? So I don't know, how can you advocate the fact that uh, we can detect the presence of drugs in the player's blood and body just before the tournaments, because it's quite difficult to detect it on the 11th hour. Now I would like to pass it on to my teammate.
One more thing to add, we have seen that in reality, everyone wants to get out of the case. If anyone raises the voice, he or she is asked to keep quiet and they are bullied that they will ruin their career. Whistleblowing can be a difficult and risky process, particularly when powerful individual or organization are involved. We should not keep quiet when someone is doing wrong, regardless of their political backing. Keeping quiet could allow the wrongdoing to continue and could potentially harm others who might be impacted by the action of those in power. There are many policies for the whistleblowers that can submit to their report without revealing their identity. And coming to the question,
So my question for Team A is, how can you advocate use of natural superfoods in place of steroids?
And the second question I have to ask is, how can you describe the psychology of the coach who pressurizes his player to inject steroids?
Team A, have you heard the questions carefully? Okay, now Team A, APS Kanpur, you have 2 minutes to prepare your answers. Your time starts now. Team A, are you ready now?
Yes,
ma'am.
You can present your answers now and you will be given 5 minutes and your time starts now.
Thank you, Team B, for your wonderful comments and for your brain awakening questions. Now, answering to the question, there are many natural and superfoods which help us to gain what we need naturally. Because before the invention of steroids, there were still competitions which used to take place, and there are certain records that were set that have still not been broken. This shows that steroids are just to give us a feeling of confidence and to make us think that yeah, steroids are going to help us, but it is not like that. There are some benefits obviously, but there are more demerits than the benefits. The superfoods that I am talking about here are like bamboo. Bamboo helps in gaining height. It is scientifically proven. Other than that, banana helps in putting on weight. And there are now kind of whey proteins that are now natural, which help us in gaining and supplementing whatever we need. Other than that, there are certain tests that are very fast. Like after the competition, there are steroid tests which are taken. Suppose there has been an incident where there was a person who won a gold medal. He was tested for a steroid test, and almost after 6 hours, it was revealed that he had taken steroids. Because of which now the country also had to be very demoralized, and they had no trust in their players no more. So this is my answer to the first question.
Answering the second question, the psychological condition of the coach may be explained through the following points. At first, the high authorities of the sporting area, sporting unit, may be putting immense pressure on the coach in pressurizing him to win gold for the tournament and do good in the tournament, so that they can keep reputation in front of other people, other institutions in other countries. Also, the coach may also be have the desire to win a goal at any cost, not trying his level best with his players, and not playing the fair and safe ground. He may be putting immense pressure even on the players, which pressurize them to take steroids, and even in the end which may even put the blame on the coach himself, and it may affect him in his near future. To add up for more points, I would like my teammate Ashu to continue.
At last, it is the coach who gives us training and raises the rising stars of our nation. But if the coach advises their stars to take the drugs, then it is our fault. It is the coach's fault, and it might and the player who brings glory to us might get failed, and we can lose a who can bring glory to our nation. So it is the coaches who have to take the initiative to maintain the integrity of the sports committee and the federation. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Team A Kanpur. I must say that both the teams are thoroughly prepared. Now it's time for the judges' question. May I request our first judge, Lieutenant General K. Ravi Prasad, PVSM, VSM, to pose his question to Team A.
Sir, please unmute yourself.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, Kanpur, can you hear me?
Yes, sir. Sir, yes, you're loud now. You're enough.
Congratulations for very well articulated arguments for a very tough and tricky situation given to you, case study. Well done. Okay, what I understood and what I could gauge from your arguments is basically you had the three options. One is either gang up or shut up or speak up. Either you take the steroids along with the others, or you just don't say anything, stay silent, and you don't take but let others take. Or thirdly, you speak up either anonymously or openly. And I'm very glad that you chose the third option of speaking up and reporting the matter to the authorities. That is well done. Now comes the question. Sports are based on the level playing field. Okay. Whereas, though you have taken a high moral stand based on the sports ethics, but this performance enhanced drugs are rampant, and let's say your opponent team or rest of the teams are hinders in taking these drugs. So where is the level playing field? In that case, you're bound to lose. After all, it's the reputation of your nation. It's the international competition, and you're going to win. You're going there to win. While you are okay, fine. You are taking the right path. But other teams are indulgent this thing. In there's drugs and doping. So where is the level playing field? What are your comments on it?
Yes, Team A. Thank you, sir, for your question. Team A, be ready. You will be given 2 minutes to confer and come back with your answer. Team A, your time starts now. Yes, Team A, are you ready with your answer?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
Thank you, sir, for your question. It really made us think. Now, answering to your question, yeah, as an athlete, it is our responsibility to make sure that we don't indulge in anything like this. Fairness is something that is very important in sports, and so our taking steroids can affect the whole. It can affect the ethics of the whole sport. It can also affect our teammates. Suppose we are the only one taking steroids and no one else has taken steroids. Everyone has won something. But now, because of us, if we get caught, there is a risk for others also to, get their reputation down just because of one person. And so we must ensure that we don't use any kinds of steroid because we know we should try our best and we should play fair. Other than this, my teammate Anirudh would like to add.
My apologies, my teammate Ashok would like to continue.
Yes. So, sir, what you said was totally right. Our country's reputation is at stake. But if the other team or some other person does wrong, it doesn't mean we get the right to do the same or do any wrong thing. After all, in the end, we will be satisfied that we played a fair game from our side and gave our all that we could. Now, I would like Anirudh to continue.
Sportsmen have been set up at such a post, at such a level, they are going to represent the nation, to represent the country and bring pride and laurels to it. If the sportspersons take such actions which may cause a permanent scar in their career at first, the careers of their teammates who are also representing the country for the same honor and the same duty. It may also leave a permanent scar in the future of the nation. Whenever it indulges in such sports tournaments, it will be regarded as inferiors and it will be regarded as people who are achieved. They, as a nation, responsible citizen of the nation, you would never want this. To add up, I would like my teammate Asha to continue.
Sir, you stated that we chose the third option, which was the best option that we chose. So we have to step first. We have to take the first step towards creating a fair and free game, and that protects the whole integrity of the sport. This is a prestigious sports event that brings glory to our country. And at last, I would like to end with a quote: "अधर्म को मिटाना ही हमारा धर्म है, अब चाहे सामने कोई भी हो." Thank you.
Well done.
Thank you.
Well done, Team A. I think judges will going to have a tough time. Thank you, sir, once again. May I request our second judge, Professor Amita Jain, to pose her question to Team A. Over to you, ma'am.
Thank you very much, ma'am. Thank you. It was such a pleasant experience listening to all of you. Very, very well done, and applaud for all of you. Thank you very much. I'm happy to note that you know what is the right action. You understand that how and what to do, and this is very important in life. I have a question for you. You have talked about that what the sports people should do and what is right. You even went at a length and talk about the steroids, what are they, and what are the effects on our body if we take steroids. So that was very, very nice to see that you have gone into that depth. My question to you is that we understand that if a athlete is found using the drugs, we know that he or she will be barred from the sports for a certain months or maybe years, and that maybe that's the end of his or her career. But here, what is your comment on the coach? Don't you think that coach has a dual responsibility? He's the moral, he's one person who responsible for the morality of his students also. So what action should be taken in your opinion on the coach in this situation? You have reported it and the coach was also involved, and in my opinion I feel that coach was at a larger fault than the athletes themselves. So what should be the action on the coach?
Team A, I hope ma'am is very, very clear for the question. You will be given 2 minutes to confer and get back with the answer. Team A, are you ready with your answers?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, you may speak now.
Thank you, ma'am, for your mind-boggling question. It was very fantastic. Now, answering the question, we think that coaches have a very respectable position in the minds of the athletes. Athletes look at their coaches as teachers, and they pay respect to them. And so, whatever the coaches say is very valuable to the athletes, and they follow it. So, the coaches should always be ethically right. They should be aware while they're addressing their athletes, and they should know what is right for them and what is wrong for them. Other than this, the key thought should be that they should try their best. Winning or losing doesn't matter. Just like ethics bowl, someone obviously has to win and someone will have to lose. But here the thing that must be taken into consideration is that if there is a fair play, losing also teaches us a lesson which will improve us for the next time. Now, my teammates would like to add up.
Another point which can be added is the presence of mind of the coach. The coach should take into consideration and must review whatever the actions he's taking. Is it correct? Will it follow the sports ethics and the sportsmanship spirit? If not, he should have enough common sense and presence of mind to be ready with an alternative decision. Also, as stated by Siddharth, the coach and the athletes should be ready to lose. As we all know, losing is a stepping stone to success. If you lose, you will win the next time for sure. As the coach says, हार के जीतने वालों को ही बाजीगर कहते हैं. Thank you.
Thank you.
It seems ma'am is quite impressive.
Am I
Ma'am is
allowed?
really...
Am I
Yes,
allowed
ma'am.
to-
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Ma'am,
Okay.
please.
I have 2 points here. What I wanted to know from you is that what action should we understand coach was wrong, but what action should be taken on coach, number one. Number two, I also want to understand, are there any guidelines which have already been published that what action should be taken on the coaches if they are involved in such kind of deeds? Number three, one very important question for you now emerges is that you very rightly said कि हार कर जीतने वाले को बाजीगर कहते हैं, but when you are playing for the country, when you are playing for the country and the whole country is watching you, you don't play to lose, you play to win. So these are the three thoughts which should have, I think should have been built in here. So any comments from you, and then maybe off to your ma'am.
Yes,
Do
ma'am.
you understand what I want to know?
Yes, ma'am.
What action on coach should be taken? Are there any guidelines for such kind of events? And number three, when you are playing for the country, it's like whole country is watching you. They're putting their hopes on you. So हारना तो नहीं बनता है उधर. So that's
right,
my
ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am, for your comments. We are very sorry that we didn't take those points into consideration, and we'll surely put some light into that. For the action against the coach, what I think that the coach should be punished because it is a serious matter and it could not be overlooked. The first thing we can do is we can penalize the coach, but only doing that will not teach him any serious lesson. So what we could do is we could bar him for a temporary amount of time, and we can give them counseling sessions for the importance of sports ethics so that they would behave more efficient and honestly in the future.
Other than this, the World Anti-Doping Agency has told that we as athletes should report any kind of problem, and we should not be afraid whether it is the coach or any senior authority. They have always assured us that we will have no problem to our own personal future if we report. And so we can report to the World Anti-Doping Agency and they will look into the matter. This can also result to the coach's license also being cancelled for an extended period of time.
The coaches in such high levels require a lot of presence of mind, as stated by me before. The athletes can also play a huge role in whatever the mindset of the coach is. If the coach is taking a bad decision, even though the athlete may be intimidated continue. Also, if the team loses, then the nation would know that the people on the team can be trusted, as they did not indulge in taking any steroids just to win. They would know that they lost, but at least they played a fair game. Thank you.
And at last, I would like to conclude, what is the worth of a win if we cannot win it with honesty? Thank you.
Thank you. Very, very happy to listen to you. Very happy.
Well done, Team A. You seem to be thoroughly prepared with the answers. Now I request our third judge, Mr. Sanjay Yadav, to pose his question to Team A. Over to you, sir.
Thank you. Good morning, Team A, and my compliments for a wonderful deliberation, the way it's building up. So that's how my thought process is also developing. And just stepping into your shoes and trying to visualize things maybe 10 or 20 years down the line, where you will be leading and you will be decision makers and you will be decision takers. So looking at that, today we understand that technology has come in our lives and its role is going to get bigger and bigger. And this is what is going to transform every dimension of life, right? So we started discussing the roles and responsibilities. General Prasad and Professor Amita has brought in the questions and thoughts based on your deliberations. Now that when the entire nation, why we look at only at the coach, I'm again taking it forward further, that why is it only the person who is participating or the team which is participating or it is the coach, but it is the entire ecosystem which has to play a role. And in that ecosystem, it is the technology which is the new dimension which is continuously getting evolved on day-to-day basis. So as a young mind who foresees future and understands, my question to you will be that how could we think of involving the role of technology in performance improvement or enhancement within the ethical parameters? So I'm asking you a solution.
Team A, are you thorough with the question? Okay, you will be given 2 minutes to confer. And after that, you can answer your question. Your time starts now. Team A, are you ready now?
Yes, ma'am.
You can answer the question.
Thank you, respected judge, for answering such a wonderful question, which made us think out of our limelight. So now answering the question, As stated by my fellow teammate Siddharth before, technology has played a very big role in sports and will keep this role going on for the next how many decades we can think. Technology can help sports become a more free and fair playing area. The technology, especially in medical areas, can be used to test the players before and after the tournament to ensure that they have taken a free and fair solution and given their level best, rather than trying to take shortcuts about winning the tournament and trying to bring glory to the nation. To add up more, I would like my friend Siddharth to continue.
Like I stated in my presentation, there are certain health effects on our body of steroids, and they are heart rate, blood pressure issues, etc. And so sensors can play an important role to identify if the players or athletes are using any kind of steroids. There can be kind of smartwatches or sensors which are attached to the player's body, directly linked to the association or the concerned authorities, which will let them know if there is any kind of high blood pressure or any such issue. They will get to know, and if any suspicion arises, they can test the players for any usage of drugs.
Also, media can also play a very big role in this. The media, what they want, media, as very well known, it is a conversation medium between the people and the government, as well as other celebrities, other authorities, etc. What the people want is for the country to win. If anything bad happens, then the people may get enraged and they will convey this to the media in such a way that the media might start putting pressure on the players and the coaches and also other sporting authorities to take quick action related to it and ensure that the country will win the next time.
And sir, as you mentioned, there is a whole ecosystem involved in it. But if you have a termite in the ecosystem, then the whole system becomes a void. And as Amita Shah ma'am mentioned, that it is the whole country who's watching us. So we have to take strict actions against the perpetrators and make them accountable for their actions. Because if we don't take strict actions against the perpetrators, the glory won't come to India. And as we all know, India ek mitti ka desh hai, and we know that all the rising stars come from there. Thank you.
So thank you. I must compliment again looking at your thought process and your perspective, because that perspective is very important, not only for me, for the judges or listeners, but even for the nation. So I'll just add one thing for our common benefit, that when we are looking at the ecosystem, so it is the entire nation which is in a way ultimately bringing it down to an individual athlete, and various components they keep putting it their role. So why not to bring in their positive contribution, be it the research and development culture of the nation, which is able to bring changes in the techniques. A country which is very innovative is bringing such solution in the techniques which others are not able to innovate. Obviously, the performance of the athletes of that nation will speak for that, that see, this is a wonderful technique. You look at a cricketer who has invented a particular bowling style, or a particular athlete which is able to develop a particular technique, which is again R&D, which is bringing into it. Today you have seen that the support has already started coming in various forms. There is so much of observation which is happening. So that can definitely contribute towards it. And it is also going to motivate many other young minds that yes, this is one field. Today, when we talk about children, we don't talk about health and physical education integration as per NEP, but rather we talk about even the career perspective. So that ultimately develops the excitement in the minds of people, and they say this is the field where we can contribute. So I'm sure that young minds like you, in your hands, the future of this country is great, and we look forward to your contribution further. Thank you for your deliberations.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, Team A. And in fact, I want to thank all the judges for posing the questions. Now, we will have a break for 15 minutes, after which Team B will present their case. Welcome back, everyone. We had some very compelling ideas from both the teams in the first round. Now it's time for Team B, APS ALMORA, to present their case. Team B, I will now read your case study. The title of your case study is Integrity and Professional Behavior. Team B, I'm going to read he instead of he and she, and his instead of his and her. Will it be fine for you?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
If you read your case study, there are he, his, like that. Maybe it can create confusion to you. I'm going to just simply read as his for his and her, right?
Okay, ma'am. Okay, ma'am.
Okay. A junior member of staff has just returned to work after taking special leave to care for his elderly parent. For financial reasons, he needs to work full-time. He has been having difficulties with his mother home care arrangements, causing him to miss a number of team meetings, which usually takes place at the beginning of each day, and to leave work early. He is very competent in his work, but in his absences are putting pressure on him and his overworked colleagues. You are his manager, and you are aware that the execution of work through the practice is coming under pressure. On this, his colleagues is beginning to make comments such as his absence and burden borne by others due to this. This is causing a lot of discontentment among the colleagues. Now, the question that comes to you is, how should you proceed so far as not to discredit yourself, your professional responsibility, and at the same time maintaining integrity and confidentiality in your actions? Team B, you have 10 minutes to present your arguments. Your time starts now. Please set timer to 8 minutes first and then to 2 minutes.
Sure, ma'am.
Your time starts now.
I'm Vaishnavi and I'm going to volunteer to present the opening lines of our case. Balance is not about juggling work and family. It's about making both a priority. We must have known that this gospel would turn so true and inspiring someday. We need to know that work ethics instill professionalism in people. They learn the importance of being scrupulous, reliable, and accountable for their actions. Youngsters with work ethics understand the prominence of meeting deadlines, respecting the authority, and maintaining exuberance at work. Strong work ethics foster the value of producing high-quality work. People with a strong work ethic strive for excellence in their tasks and take pride in their accomplishments. Whereas moral ethics shape people's moral compass and guide their decision-making process. They learn to consider ethical implications when faced with difficult choices in life. People, especially youngsters with strong moral ethics, understand the importance of integrity, family, and empathy. But what happens when both of these clash, making one drawn into a dilemma of choosing between their morals, family, professionalism, and at the same time coercing them to empathize with others? This tussle between family, work, and empathy brings us to our assigned case, integrity and professional behavior. Here, a young staff member struggling with financial crisis while taking care of his unwell parent is being dreaded by his or her colleagues, for they are pressurized to work on his or her behalf. But if I keep myself in the shoes of his or her manager, I am supposed to cater to the problems of both the employee as well as his or her colleagues. So I would try to empathize to both of them by letting him or her work from home, foster teamwork and redistribution of workload, and paying them a gratifying amount for their work over time. Reinforce company policies to help the employee to forbear the financial issues. I would also keep the identity of the discontented employee a secret as to save them from scathing humiliation. In my opinion, this is the most prudent way of maintaining integrity at my workplace. Now, my teammate would be yielding the ground.
Thank you, Vaishnavi. Love and compassion are necessities, not luxuries. Without them, humanity cannot survive. As a manager, it is important to handle the situation with empathy and understanding towards the employer's current circumstances, while maintaining the professionalism and integrity with the workplace. The manager can provide support and resources to the employee to help them in managing their financial problems and family responsibilities as well. This can include guidance on financial counseling services. This will help in building the trust with the employee and ensure that this privacy is respected. The manager should also address the discontentment among the colleagues by explaining them the problems of the employee workload and responsibilities are being monitored and managed and telling them about the problems that are faced by the employee. This will not affect the team's performance. The manager should listen to the employees and concern and try to find the solution that is suitable for both the parties. Flexible working hours can be offered. This will enable the employees to work effectively and keep their family duties in check. Now, I would like to pass over to my teammate girl. Thank you.
Thank you, Tanuja. Dealing with such cases as given here can be very complicated because caring about your elderly parents is arguably more important and must need most of your attention. And there are some ways as a manager that by which we can tackle this. First of which are, we should gain information about any such problems which might hinder efficiency of work of the employee beforehand so that arrangements can be made about him in the worst case scenario. The colleagues should be compensated for the work they have done in the form of increase in salary. And the employee's salary can be decreased in such a way that he can live a reasonable life. For that particular employee, a time schedule should be made in such a way that he can participate in the most important parts of the day, such as the team meetings in the given case. The work should be divided in such a way that it does not pressurize anyone, and it should be divided equally to decrease workload. Arrangements should be made so that the employee can work from home, that is, if possible, thus fulfilling the requirements of the office without pressurizing anyone. So, India is a very large country which has recently surpassed China in the terms of population, but still manpower is wasted here in a large amount. So, human resource development is necessary here. So, we should turn our population from a liability to an asset, and we can become the Vishwaguru as we dream of. An ideal working environment can only be made when we have unity, humility, self-awareness, and a little bit of freedom whenever required. And I would like to put an end to my words by saying that when you have a positive working environment, it helps you improve your happiness, increase your productivity, and motivate those around you. Now, my teammate has a different perspective and would like to share it.
Thank you very much, girl. We are just thinking about the manager and the colleagues, but the junior member of staff is likely to feel a great deal of stress and pressure. As a result of his or her situation, he's trying to balance the demand of his jobs with the needs of his elderly mother, which can be a very difficult task. In addition to the logistic challenges of arranging his mother's care, they may be struggling with the feelings of guilt and anxiety about not being able to spend more time with her. At the same time, he may also be worried about his absences and early departures, and they are affecting his job and his relationship with his colleagues. The comments from the colleagues are likely to add an additional layer of stress and pressure. Not only he is dealing with the practical challenges of caring his mother, but also facing some discrimination and hostility in the workplace. This can be incredibly demoralizing and make him feel like he's not valued or respected by his colleagues. Now, I would like to yield the floor to Vaishnavi.
Thank you very much, Ananya. Now, we all know that denouncing the plight of others is regressive for your own moral compass because you never know until you encounter the same situation. But one should never hold back their genuine problems. Now, let me intimate you with some solutions one can consult to while struggling to balance work and moral ethics. If possible, discuss with your family needs and your employer. Find out if there are flexible work arrangements. Also, you can use technology to stay organized and connected with your family. And never ever try to do everything yourself. Learn to delegate tasks to family members, friends, co-workers who can help ease the workload. Remember that there is no one-size-fits-all approach to juggling work and family. It's essential to find what works best for you and your family and adjust as needed. With careful planning and communication, you can successfully balance work and family life. Just to provide some additional input, my teammate has a different way of approaching this. The situation faced by the junior member of staff who has just returned to work after caring for his elderly mother can be a challenging one. It is clear that he is struggling to balance his caregiving responsibilities with his job. As a manager, it is important to approach this situation with empathy and understanding. It may be helpful to have a conversation with a junior member of staff to understand her needs and concerns, and to provide support and resources to help him manage his caregiving responsibilities. This could include flexible work arrangements, access to counseling and support groups, or help with arranging his mother's care. And at the same time, it is important to address the behavior of the colleague and ensure that everyone in the workplace is treated with respect and dignity. By taking a proactive and compassionate approach to the situation, the manager can help to create a supportive and inclusive workplace culture that values the contribution of all the employees. Ultimately, by supporting employees who are dealing with caregiving responsibilities, manager can help to promote work-life balance and create a more productive and positive workplace. Now that we have presented our case, our team is open for constructive criticism from our family, from our friends and judges. And at last, I would like to put a period to our presentation with these wise words. The best career in the world will never compensate for the loss of a family member. Thank you.
Very well done, Team B. You really spoke eloquently. Those were brought some compelling and intense facts.
Thank you, ma'am.
Now it's time for Team A. You have 2 minutes to confer, after which you will present your summary and will also pose 1 or 2 questions to Team B. Please note down that you have to pose both the questions all together. Team A, are you ready? Your time starts now. Team A, are you ready?
Yes, ma'am.
Please be ready to present your comments and pose your questions to Team B. You will be given 5 minutes to do so, and your time starts now.
Thank you, Team B, for such a wonderful presentation and such wonderful points. The presentation was well versed and most of the points are covered. But here what I think is that the perspective of all the stakeholders may be elaborated a little more so that the case and its solution could be proposed more effectively. Also, you mentioned a point about increasing the salary of other colleagues who are doing his work and decreasing his salary a little. But this would contradict his fact that he is in financial instability and that is why he is still working full time and is remaining competent so that he would not lose any money. Also, in corporate world, what occurs is work exchange. Colleagues have their coordination, and what they do is they work just like there are two colleagues, me and Siddharth. If I am in some problem, then Siddharth will do the work now for me, and when Siddharth will be in some problem, I will do his part. That is how the corporate work works in the most efficient manner. If we increase or decrease the salary of them, then it would lead to instability and unsmooth business conduct.
Elaborating the case further, the steps that we could take as being the manager would have been that we could have helped, we could have used technology. Technology is something that is very convenient these days, like I mentioned, and it will help them in understand. It will help them if we can help them by using technology, it will be a great thing. We can schedule online meetings, and we can also, as the junior employee, we can also take healthcare updates from our mother using technology. Other than this, we can also suggest them to keep a home nurse or a care assistant, and we can provide financial help also by creating a funding account for the mother.
There is a term which has been used for a long time in all corporate companies, something called as corporate social responsibilities (CSR). For example, one of the main examples of this can be Ratan Tata. Ratan Tata had followed this principle to the utmost, and see the way in which he gave financial as well as educational and medical resources to his employees. The company, which had a value of 10 crore at the start, now has its value going to 100 lakhs crores. That is a big improvement, which can, and this term could have been mentioned in the presentation. Now coming to the questions. The first question for Team A is, if you were to assume that you are a colleague as well as a close friend of the junior member of staff who is the main stakeholder of the case, how would you have helped him or her in his or her dire situation?
My second question for you is, how will the company ensure that the employee's privacy is respected and his personal circumstances are not shared inappropriately with the other team members? Thank you.
Thank you.
Some very good points brought out by Team A. Now Team B, APS ALMORA, you have 2 minutes to prepare your answers and your time starts now. Team B, you can present your
Yes, ma'am.
answers now. You will
Okay,
be
ma'am.
given 5 minutes to do so. Your time starts now.
First of all, I spend my gratitude for your thoughtful questions, Team Kanpur. And I would like to clear one point first. That I said that his salary should be decreased in such a way that he could live a reasonable life. So it might be that his salary might not be decreased much, but in a way he would be able to live a reasonable life. It is only that. And if he wants to work full time, he can also work from home, as I've said in my points. Now my teammate will continue.
Thank you, girl. Now, I would like to answer the second question. Sure, corporate world is just give and take, but only in the adverse situations. Humans show their real colors. If we are ethically and morally reliable, we must learn to give without yearning for the fruit. This can be understood by the quote of Gita, Karmanye badhikaraste ma phaleshu kadachana. And I would also like to add that good deeds always come around. So if you help them without yearning for the fruit, it is quite possible that you will be also helped in some way or the other. Now, I would like to pass this answer to Ananya.
Thank you, Vaishnavi. Firstly, I would like to extend my gratitude for the thought and effort you put to your question, into this question. And as a colleague, I want to answer the second question. As a colleague, you could offer help to the junior staff member with his workload, or to cover for her or him when she needs to leave early to take care of his mother. You could also speak up against the discriminatory behavior of the colleague who is making some bad comments, and encourage others to do the same. As a stakeholder, you could advocate for policies and practices that support work-life balance and caregiving responsibilities, and encourage the organization or the company to provide resources and support for employees in these situations. As a friend, you could offer some emotional support and a listening ear to the junior staff member, and help him to brainstorm potential solutions or resources that may be available to him. You could also encourage him to take care of his own mental health and physical well-being. And overall, the most important thing is to be supportive and empathetic towards this junior staff member, and try to recognize the challenges that he is facing in balancing her caregiving responsibilities with the work obligations. Now over to my teammate Vaishnavi.
Thank you, Ananya. And I would like to thank my rival teammates also, because they have forced us to think out of the box. So while answering my next question, I would like to tell you that how can we keep the identity of the person who was making derogatory comments private? So we can give the colleague an opportunity to express his or her perspective, but make it sure that his or her behavior is not justified and is not office friendly. And we can also regularly follow up with both the junior staff member and male colleagues to monitor the situation. And we may also continue to address any issue that arises and ensure that this undermining behavior is ceased. Now over to Karuna.
Thank you for passing it to me. For this, we can get the evidence of the derogatory comments and undermining behavior. Encourage the junior staff member to keep a record of specific instances, including dates, times, and any witnesses present. Now, I would like my teammate to continue my answer.
Clearly communicate that his behavior is inappropriate and against company policies. Remain professional and focused on the specific behaviors, avoiding personal attacks or assumptions. That's all about our answer. Thank you.
Well done, Team B. Thoroughly prepared. Both the teams, you are doing very well, I must say that. I must appreciate both of you. Now, may I request our first judge, Lieutenant General K. Ravi Prasad, PVSM, VSM, to pose his question to Team B. Sir, over to you now.
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes,
Okay,
sir.
well done, Team ALMORA, for
Thank you, sir.
Thank you
deliberation,
very much, sir.
such argument. Uh, there is a question regarding the confidentiality. Probably, I think the team Kanpur was talking about the privacy, but I would like to give a different angle to this confidentiality, where the role of the team manager may become a little bit difficult. What if the affected person does not want to reveal to the team members about his financial state or a family problems, and he only revealed to the team manager? Why this becomes difficult is, if the team manager could discuss with other team members about the condition and problems of the other team member in open forum, maybe the empathy from other team members will be, I think, very cooperative, and they all will be willing to help. But should the affected team member wants to keep his family issues and financial issues confidential and only shared with the team leader, then what would be the role of the team leader in this case? There may be a problem of other team members thinking that he is partial to a person who is coming late and leaving the office early, and his workload is being borne by others. So I'll just repeat or summarize the question. If the affected team member whose family problems and financial problems have been kept confidential, and yet the team leader will have to get the work done by others willingly, how would you go about it?
Thank you, sir, for posing your question. Now, Team B, you will be given 2 minutes to confer and come back with your answer. Team B, your time starts now. Team B, are you ready with your answer?
Yes, ma'am.
I hope the question was clear to you. Yes.
Yes.
You can answer now.
So firstly, I would like to express my sincere gratitude for taking the time to ask us such a thought. And the answer to that question is, if the affected person has revealed information about his personal and financial situation to his manager, but is not willing or wishing to share this information with the colleagues or stakeholders, it is important to respect their privacy and confidentiality. As a colleague or a friend, it is important to communicate to the junior staff member that you are available to provide support and assistance, but also you respect their boundaries and preferences. You could also be a listening ear or a supportive presence for the junior staff member without without getting into their personal or financial situation. Additionally, you could also provide practical assistance, such as covering for them when they need to leave early to take care of their mother, or help them with their workload. It is important to remember that everyone has the right to privacy and confidentiality, and that is up to the individual to decide what information they feel comfortable sharing. As colleagues, stakeholders, and friends, our role is to provide support and assistance while respecting the boundaries and preferences of that affected person. Now, Vaishnavi would like to elaborate further.
Thank you very much, Ananya. I would like to add some points to my friend's answer on how we can lure the other employees that into thinking that they are not being discriminated against. This can be done by workload distribution and prioritizing tasks. Work with the team to prioritize tasks based on urgency, importance, and dependencies. And we can also delegate and empower the other employees, and so that they won't think that we are being partial. Also, without revealing the whole situation of the that a junior staff member, we can just give a small hint or to the other colleagues, so that they won't be thinking that we are being impartial. And we can also cross-train members to enhance their skills and their empathy towards the others. I think this can be done in my opinion. And now over to Ananya.
Okay, thank you, Vaishnavi. As the manager in this situation, there are several things that can be done to support the junior staff member and address the issues that are arising. Here are some possible actions which can be done. First is schedule a meeting with the junior staff member to discuss his situation and understand the challenges he is facing. This will help the manager to gain a better understanding of the specific needs and constraints of the junior staff member. Second thing that can be done is addressing the discriminatory behavior of the colleague who is making comments, and make it clear that such behavior will not be tolerated in the workplace. Then providing additional support and resources, as I mentioned. And we can also consider offering the junior staff member flexible working arrangements or alternate scheduling options that could help him to balance her caregiving responsibilities with his work obligations. Thank you. Over to Vaishnavi now.
Thank you very much, Ananya. I would like to add just one more point, that by promoting a culture of empathy, respect, and professionalism, team members can focus on their work and support each other without prying into other matters of the situations of other people. Thank you. This much from our side.
Thank you. Well done.
Thank you very much,
sir.
Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you, Team B. I hope you were able to satisfy Judge's question. Now, may I request our second judge, Dr. Amita Jain to pose her question to Team B. Dr. Amita Jain, over to you, ma'am. Please pose your question.
Thank you so much. Thank you very, very much.
Yes, ma'am.
I'm so very impressed with your presentation, Team B, how
Thank you,
wisely you
ma'am.
have
Thank you,
handled
ma'am.
the situation. My comments here are that this case is not as straightforward as was case A. There are a lot of gray areas here, and as a team, as a manager, you have some responsibility. As a colleague, you have some responsibility, and as a worker also, like the person in question also has some responsibility. I think the points which need clarity here are that once, like, you can't have cake and eat it too. So if you want some help from your colleagues or from your manager, you have to compensate in some way. You want to take care of your ailing parents, you want to be good at work, you want the similar pay scale, you want the similar kind of perks, maybe more than others, then you have to give something extra. So I think, in your opinion, in what do you think about all that? I would like to hear you comment upon, like, what do you think that if other team members do not start misusing your empathy and kind of the situation and advantage of it, then what about this person in question taking some extra support, hiring extra support to take care of her or his ailing parents? Then you also have to comment upon that sometimes these companies work on very small budget, like especially the small companies, they have shoestring budgets. So how to handle that? They cannot give you extra money and take less work because the budgets are very tight. So how to handle that? And what is your question? Most important thing, will it not affect future hiring of people who have personal responsibilities? For example, I work in a situation where a lot of women are working healthcare. And I know lot number of times people resist from hiring women. Maternity leave, they'll take childcare leave and things like that. So will it not affect the hiring of people who have family responsibilities? So there are many comments, but I would like to hear you on the last one.
Okay, Team B, I hope you are clear with the judge's question.
Should I repeat it? I want to listen to you talking about that will certain situation will not like the employers will not resist hiring people who have family responsibilities in future.
Yes, ma'am, we are clear with the question.
Okay, that's great. Okay, now Team B, you have 2 minutes to confer and come back with your answer. Your time starts now. Yes, Team B. Are you ready with your answers?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Go ahead.
So, firstly, I would like to thank ma'am a lot for giving us such a mind-boggling question. And now I would like to answer it. So I don't think it would be accurate to generalize that companies will resist hiring or supporting individuals with family responsibilities in the future after tackling with such a case. Because many companies recognize the importance of work-life balance and understand that employees with family obligations can bring valuable skills and perspectives to the workplace. And in fact, there has been a growing trend towards promoting a family-friendly work environment, implementing policies such as flexible work arrangements, parental leave, maternity leave, and childcare supports. So these initiatives directly aim to attract and retain talented individuals who have families, and I think somewhere or the other, the manager and the other colleagues will also be sensible enough, because they also have to deal with family problems and work sometime. So I think it won't be a correct thing to say that people will resist, companies will resist hiring or supporting individuals with family responsibilities. Now, I would like to pass on the answer to my friend Gar.
Thank you, Vaishnavi. So as Vaishnavi said, the manager and his colleagues are also people who have families. And in today's time, companies want those people who can handle different tasks altogether. So they would like, in contrast to they would like such people who are able to handle their personal life and professional life together. And in a way, they can balance all the things that they can put on them. And if we want to gain something, there is something we have to give up. We have to, like, if you want to be a better sportsman, we have to give some time to it. We have to give up on our other things like playing video games or sleeping or anything. Such things have to be given up. So it is a thing that if we want to gain something, something has to be given up. Now I will pass it on to my teammate.
Thank you, ma'am, for such a thoughtful question. We all are aware of the Corona period. Everyone was at home that time. That time we learned that changes are must. The employee can work from home if they are needed, if they need leave. That's how we can learn that the work will be divided to each one, and there will be no cause of discontentment amongst the colleagues. Now over to my teammate.
Thank you, Tanuja, for passing it over to me. I would like to add something more, that companies that value diversity and employee well-being are more likely to understand that the importance of supporting individuals with family responsibilities is a must. And that they also recognize that a supportive work environment leads to increased employee satisfaction, which leads to increased engagement and ultimate a better business outcomes. So this much from our side. I hope we satisfied you with our answer.
Thank you very much. Thank you. It's such a mature and strong defense you have provided. Very, very impressed.
Thank you very
Well
much.
done, well done. Well done, Team B. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you once again. Now, may I request our third judge, Mr. Sanjay Yadav, to pose his question to Team B. Over to you, sir.
Thank you once again. Good afternoon, everyone. And what an amazing journey. This is something which we had our expectations in terms of learning, and we are growing with you. So this is really amazing. My compliments to Team B.
Thank you, sir.
Very
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. This means a lot to us.
And now that we are talking to the leaders, we are looking at that leadership potential in you. So we would, at least personally, I would like to know your thoughts on that, looking at work-life balance, looking at future of work, looking at the scenario that where human resource management is one of the biggest management principle which comes into play, and yet the competitiveness will keep growing from time to time. So what is the kind of investment in future leadership which you would like to, apart from what is already being done, but I would like to know your perspective that what is the kind of investment which should be done in the next generation leadership? Who will be it in workplace leadership, be it a situational leadership, be it creating the balance, whatever is there. But what are the thoughts these young minds have in terms of what should be invested in preparing a leader for future? We would love to hear from you.
Team B, APS ALMORA, I hope this question is very, very clear to you.
Yes, ma'am.
You will be given 2 minutes to confer and your time starts now. Team B, are you ready with your answers?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, over to you now. Team B.
First of all, I would like to thank sir for this insightful question that made us think out of the box, out of this case. And first of all, the qualities in a leader are that he should empathize with the people who work under him. Because nowadays there are many cases in where people are overworking and his or her leader is not empathizing with him or seeing his problems, his personal problems, his professional problems, his health problems, etc., etc. And the second thing is the leader has to be serious about any work he does. But being serious does not mean that he has to be, not funny or anything. Because a person can be funny and serious at all times. There should be a sense of humor in him so that there is no stress on the minds of his workers, so that they can work freely and talk to him frankly about his or her problems to him, so that he could understand the problems of his workers, and then he would know about what to do and what not to do. Now to my teammates.
Thank you, Kar. Apart from these emotional things in a leadership, we should also have to be practical. So the qualities in a leadership practical qualities in a leader can be mentorship and coaching. Developing mentorship and coaching can be a great way to support the growth and development of future leaders. Then succession planning. Developing a strong succession planning can help ensure the organization has a pipeline of talented individuals ready to step into leadership roles when they need. Then diversity and inclusive initiatives. Investing in diversity and inclusive initiatives can help ensure the organization's future leaders reflect the diverse perspectives and experience of its workforce and customers. Over to my teammate Vaishnavi.
Thank you very much, Ananya. I would like to add some points to this answer, and those are that implementing leadership development programs that focus just not only on technical skills of a person, but also on fostering a balanced leadership approach is very important for the future leaders of our world. And this may include training about empathizing with others, understanding diverse perspectives, and promoting work-life integration. And also investing in future leaders who prioritize and promote work-life balance sends a very, very powerful message that maintaining personal well-being and supporting family responsibilities are integral to effective leadership. And also by inculcating a culture of balance and support between work life and home life, organizations can create environment where employees can thrive both personally and professionally, which will create a very hardcore team for the future leaders. I think this much for our answer. I think we have satisfied you.
Absolutely, and I must compliment you thinking out of the box and bringing the perspective like leadership development, diversity and inclusion. This is something which was really amazing, and I wanted to see whether
Thank
children
you.
they.
Thank you, sir.
So,
Thank you, Team B. Thank you, sir. I once again thanks all the judges for posing their questions. Thank you very much. Those were some very good questions asked by judges, and you have answered all of you very well. Well, I really appreciated both the teams for the ways they have expressed their views and for the critical analysis of the case. So now we have come to the end of the semi-finals of Ethic Bowls, and I'm sure that both the teams are eager to know about the results. But we have to wait for a while. Before we go on for a break for 15 minutes, I request all our esteemed judges to send the results in the judges WhatsApp group. Thank you, all of you, once again. And now
Thank you, ma'am.
we will take
Thank you, ma'am.
15 minutes. You're welcome. Now we will take 15 minutes break for the compilation of the results.
Ma'am, can we log out after sending you the results, or should we stay logged in?
Hello, ma'am. Ma'am, you may stay logged in so that you are able to know which team is the winner. So we'll request you, if time allows you, ma'am, we'll request you to be with us so that you may know the winner of the match. Thank you,
I'm
ma'am.
sending you the sheets and then I'll stay logged in. Okay.
Right, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
Welcome back, everyone. I know you all are waiting eagerly for the results. Now, may I request the Secretary of the event, Dr. Jyoti Badial, Principal APS Dhar Road, to announce the results for the semi-finals Ethic Bowl 2023. Over to you, ma'am. Team members will take few seconds to wait for ma'am to announce the results.
Sure, ma'am.
Welcome, ma'am. Over to you, ma'am, once again. Dr. Jyoti Badial, Principal APS Dhar Road, to announce the results for the semi-finals Ethic Bowl 2023. Over to you, ma'am. Over to you, ma'am, now. I know team members are very eager to know the results. Yes, ma'am. Once again, now I request the Secretary of the event, Dr. Jyoti Vidyal, Principal APS Dhar Road, to announce the results for the semi-finals Ethic Bowl 2023. Over to you, ma'am.
Thank you, Vandana ma'am. Thank you so much.
Thank you, ma'am.
Good afternoon to each one of you. Everyone, good afternoon. Very good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Very good afternoon. First of all, my gratitude to our honorable judges of the event. Because of them, I even myself learned so many things, sir. And second, to all the students, right? This is for all the students that I would like to mention here once again that winning and losing doesn't matter. What matters is your participation and keeping in view your end-to-end zeal. You know, it was really a wonderful experience for each one of us. I must say that, dear students, you both the teams have done very well, right? But only thing is, one has to, it's always a this thing we have to accept this challenge that one team will win and the other one will lose, but losing doesn't mean that you haven't performed. Even judges, all the judges were commenting all the time that you have enlightened us even, right? So a lot of knowledge I have myself gained from all of you, the future leaders of the nation. I'm really proud of you, dear students. So both the teams, they have done equally well, right? I know that you are desperately waiting for the results, but I'll take a little time. I would like to thank you, all the mentors of all the schools, of especially the team Almora and
I really apologize that for a few minutes it was disconnected. Ma'am was disconnected. I once again call ma'am, principal ma'am, the secretary of the event, Dr. Jyoti Bidyal, principal, APS, Dhar Road. I know this is adding to more to your curiosity. All the participants are so excited, it seems. Yes, am I right?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, I understand the feelings. Yes, we are connected to ma'am now once again.
Yes, good afternoon. My sincere apologies due to some technical glitch. I was out. So anyway, I'm back again. So my heartiest congratulations to all the mentors, mentor ALMORA team and mentor of KANPUR team. Dear students, I would like to convey my heartiest congratulations to them because they have put strenuous effort to prepare you, which was reflecting during the conversation. Children were, the students, the way you were answering for the even, I have observed that for the complex questions, you all were, answering with a very in a confident manner. So that shows the preparation part, right? So I'm grateful to your parents who all have contributed so that you have reached up to this level, and to the teacher concerned, and congratulations to Principal Kanpur and ALMORA that already their team was in quarter final. Today semi-final was there. So you have reached up to that level. And dear students, whatever you have learned, I have learned, we must practice. So whatever we have learned today, whatever we have been poured in our baggage, we must apply in real life situations, right? So these competitions we are conducting so that our future leaders should, get a proper training. So every day I'm saying this thing, that I'm really missing my school days, and even judges are going to agree with me that we all are missing our school days, that we were not having such opportunities to express ourselves the way you are getting, So that is one part. And heartiest, I'm really grateful to the honorable judges of today's events for sparing their valuable time for shaping the future of the nation, because children are tomorrow's leaders. So dear leaders, you have to now, one team will for sure will be, I'm going to declare who is going for finals. So they will also be working hard, but the team who will lose right after the announcement, don't break, don't take in that way. Winning and losing is, doesn't matter. What matter is your participation and the way of your participation, the zeal, the your efforts you have applied to prepare for the event, that matters. It means, and there is always a next chance, right? There is always, you will get the opportunities, more opportunities will come in your way, right? There is always a next time. So don't lose heart. Now it's really time to announce the result of today's performance, right? So APS Kanpur is the winning team with 164.5 points, and APS Almora is having 160.5 points. So heartiest congratulations to APS Kanpur and the mentor of the group, right? So once again, thank you so much, children, and all the very best for the finals, right? Which will be held on 13th. So
I
how
would
are
also
you
like
feeling
to
of APS
express my.
Kanpur?
I would also like to congratulate APS Kanpur.
you.
Yes,
Thank you.
APS.
Congratulations, APS Kanpur.
You did
And as
really
this is
well
one.
and you're observing.
So I would like to request that a big round of applause you all deserve, right? Both the teams have done well, right? And one special clap for APS Kanpur, right? So, and greetings to each one of you, best wishes, Kanpur students. So you will be maintaining the cadre, I think, right? So prepare in that way. All the very best to you, dear children, right? Thank you once again, the honorable judges. I owe my gratitude once again. Thank you so much. Thank you, Jai. And thank you, Vandana ma'am. And I will be failing in my duties if I don't comment upon my technical team. You all have conducted, the event in charge, Mrs. Tanpreet Kaur, today's moderator, Mrs. Vandana Khanna. So, Mr. Rajiv Jaswal, you all have done very well. Due to your support, the program was flawless and we reached up to this level. Thank you so much. Dharti.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you so much.
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am wants to say something.
Thank you, ma'am.
I just wanted to say something. Thank you very much for the opportunity. And it's second time I have joined. It is always a learning experience. In fact, I wonder where are these kids when the NEET exams are held and why don't we get them in our medical entrance? Both the generals, I'm so thankful sharing this screen space with you, sirs. So if there's an opportunity, any one of you in Lucknow, please let me know. We'll be happy to host you a couple of days. It's okay with us. So thank you very much, and it's a great opportunity.
Thank you, ma'am.
It's a very enlightening experience.
Ma'am, on our
Yes, sure.
Ma'am, on our personal note, I would like to really thank Ms. Jyoti Bedial ma'am for announcing the results and inspiring us to aspire for more such opportunities. I would like to thank the honorable judges who gave us such valuable comments and information which we can put in our future enrollments. And especially I would like to thank APS ALMORA for giving such a good fight. This is one of the first time when we actually thought that it will be a very good fight and we have to give our level best. So thank you team for such wonderful competition, and we hope to meet soon. And that's all from our side.
Thank you, Vandana ma'am, for hosting the.
We also look forward to meet you soon, very much again. And we would also like to express our gratitude towards Mrs. Jyoti Bedial ma'am and all the judges who gave us their valuable times for hosting this competition. We learned a lot, and we wish to see you once again. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. I must appreciate the team spirit Team ALMORA has with them. Though they are the losing team, yet their spirits are high. Congratulations once again to all the team members, the students, the staff members, and the principals of APS Kanpur present with us today. Now, I would like to take the moment to thank the worthy judges who took our time from the busy schedule. Your time and dedication made it possible for us to reward the students. It's been a pleasure being with us, all of you, today. Once again, congratulations to the winning team, and I wish you very best of luck for the upcoming competitions you will be coming in the nearly future. All the best, and thank you very much, all of you. It was really very good experience.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you so much, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thanks a lot. Thank you.